and losers who have something to say about that. And we've got the first two right now for losers semifinals. We got Joe, we got Bulborbbob. This is going to be a cool set, I think. I was looking a little bit at the data. They've played like 30 times. About 2/3 of that goes to Bulborbbob, but you know that clearly means there's a lot of times that Joe has pulled it out as well. We were watching a little bit of that previous set, that Joe versus R.O.B, and he's got a lot of Steve gameplay knowledge. Like, this is definitely someone who understands this matchup.
That is quite interesting and really good, actually, because MDVA doesn't have a whole lot of Steves, all things considered, but the ones that we have are decent, I would say.
Yeah, like there's a lot of top-level Steves, yeah. And there's that block into the up smash. Bulborbbob is going to take it. 80% on Alex right now. That up smash out of shield isn't going to do it yet. That back air would have, but fortunately for Bulborbbob, it gets the air dodge out. God, Bulborbbob, that is a tongue twister.
Or
a lip
Bob
twister
sometimes.
almost. Yeah, Bob, that makes sense. I'm trying to say Bulborbbob fast. I'm sort of just going, so, you know, trying to enunciate a little better.
Me when I'm underwater.
No, literally. Like, me when I'm having bath time and I'm trying to blow bubbles. Like, okay, I'll say Bob if I'm trying to talk too fast. Oh my gosh. Speaking of Bob, though, look at that damage. Oh my god. Almost gets the kill there.
All right, and then we do see yet another Magma Cube up smash. That is another stock going to be going to Bulborbbob. Joe, however, having the advantage and looking for any way to utilize it, going to be going off stage rather than dealing with the magma block. So very smart of him.
Ooh,
and then a beautiful up smash, going to be finding that checkmate against the gyro on one side and then the up smash on the other. So great stock from Joe.
Yeah, what a great setup. Great R.O.B setup and Joe capitalizing on it. I do love the run off stage as opposed to get hit situation there. Like, usually the last thing you want to do is run off stage, but when you're a character like R.O.B and when the alternative is Steve right there about to combo you to death, yeah, you run off stage.
Especially if you're R.O.B and you can stall off stage as much as possible.
Yep.
That is not the stock just yet, but that side B nearly was the stock. You did see the kill screen.
Oh, wow.
There is the dare coming out from Joe in a dominant fashion. Game number 1 going to be going to the R.O.B.
Yeah, that was a fiery end to that game. Just catches I think the ledge jump with the down air, catching on to Bulborbob's option, and a really solid game 1 from Joe. It was pretty back and forth, but yeah, solid ending to Joe.
It was good, but actually Bob had the lead,
right.
As we saw. He took a pretty quick stock and then stayed at a relatively low percentage for a while, but it was Joe who was really able to pull out those 2 quick stocks that we saw at the very end. I think Bob was at like 40% when he got dared, so really good stuff.
Ooh, the Brawler. All right. So do you know how established this Bulborbbob Brawler is?
So I've never seen the Bulborbbob Brawler. However,
the Bulbor Brawler. All right.
I've gotten the vouch for the Bulbor Brawler. However, I was gonna say, I think if I were to look at this at the Smash, like the Super Major app, I think I would see I would see something about the Brawler if I were to look there.
I definitely understand the counter pick here. I feel like. So I don't think R.O.B beats Steve by any means, but R.O.B is a character we've seen time and time again can contend with Steve. With the, you know, like we saw, can get early kills, can get big damage, obviously gets comboed, but can sort of do it right back to Steve. So I think it makes sense to go Brawler here, who is definitely a bit more of a, like, tricky, well, you can do that. You get those guaranteed down throw confirms, you can do damage, big combos. I'm curious to see how it turns out. Yeah, I can't say it necessarily is a better matchup, but it might be a nice change. I don't know if you have different thoughts, Pearl.
I agree that it's an interesting change of pace because R.O.B is a bit of a brawler himself, as we saw with that down smash. And the tricky thing, though, is with a character who is a brawler is that he needs to stay away from another character who is a brawler, especially when it is me, Brawler, because anything that he wants to do to get close, he is going to try to take advantage as much as possible. You know, the down throw into Thrupper, that is something that he is definitely looking for. Yeah,
speaking of that, there was that Joe spot dodge on the platform, and I thought for sure a down throw B was coming from Bulborbbob, but instead he's going straight to the depths below battlefield with that down air.
Definitely going to be going straight into the blast zone, and a lot of shot puts coming out from Bulborbbob, able to utilize the flip jump in order to come back as we find ourselves at the center of the stage. The Nairs coming out as well, and Joe off stage, able to avoid both the gyro and the shot puts, and avoiding the up smash from Bob.
Yeah, Joe is just kind of not respecting the edge guard attempts from Bob, and it's working. Okay, finally does get back aired at, I think, like 160, 170.
Yeah.
54% though, I mean, that's not a ton, and Brawler can definitely get that damage in a hurry, so you need to maintain this advantage if you're Joe. You can't take your foot off the gas.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely puts Bob on the back foot just a little bit. However, Joe knows that he needs to take this stock as quickly as possible, especially at 92%. This is very doable. Great spot dodge on the upper platform from Joe. Bob could have gone right down below and tried to take advantage there as he's underneath him, going for that thrupper, and it looks that the Brawler was the advantageous choice for Bulborbbob as he takes game number 2.
I mean, that is why you play Brawler, right? Like, you're down, what, 50, 60%, but you just got to get the right juggles, get a couple of the right reads. Brawler combos are like guaranteed, then 50-50, and then if you fail the 50-50, you just straight up die. And that is what we saw happen. So 1-1, I did hear Brawler get locked back in, makes sense. Let's see. I think we're probably going back to small battlefield if I were to guess. No, we're going to Hollow Bastion. Okay, that makes sense. I like that.
That's a slightly better stage for Joe because he doesn't want to be on a stage that has those biplats for Bulborbbob, especially not battlefield.
Yes.
Because anything where you can give him more opportunities to go for Brawler stuff is right.
Well, he said, I need to leave.
I have
somewhere else to be.
Well, anyways, Joe finding himself in a stock lead, going to be trying to take advantage of this as much as possible. However, Bulborbbob still being Brawler, it is possible that he will be able to potentially find a stock near 0.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were about to see it right there. Misses that that follow-up up air to finish the juggle, but still does so much damage. Gets the up air into up B. That just always confirms, I've learned. If you hit up air, you will be able to hit up B afterwards if you are Brawler.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great confirm, and it's one of his best. You know, it's one that you always want to go for whenever you can. Going to be going for these up tilts, not going to be following it up. However, Joe going to be getting the berry into the up tilt, up air, not going to, oh yes,
oh wow, that did do it. Oh my gosh. I thought he had the DI because he went off to the left there, but no, star KO.
Yeah, it didn't look like it immediately, but that is still going to be Joe's stock to take. And another SD from Bulborbbob.
Yeah, no, an unfortunate game from Bulborbbob, I hate to say. I mean, that was 2 SDs at I think a combined like 40% or something. So you hate to drop a game like that, but even with that, Joe was still looking clean. And now you've got to be feeling good. I mean, going into this potentially final game 4 here. That's really an unfortunate way to go down to your tournament game, but if game 2 is anything to go off of, Bulborbbob can easily keep this going.
There's nowhere really that you want to SD,
yeah.
But losers semis is probably up there with some of the worst places.
Yeah, one of the worst spots for sure. Oh, we do have the me switch. I don't know if this is a different moveset or just a different guy.
It looks as though it was a different moveset underneath, but it's a special guy for whatever reason. I don't recognize him.
I dig it. It's someone. It is a blonde guy. So shout outs to the blonde. Hey, maybe it's Joe. You know what? Maybe Bulborbbob is playing as Joe.
Oh, wait. That's actually very likely.
Oh yeah, maybe. I'm not even sure, but the more I look at it, maybe.
We're spinning narratives we didn't even know existed.
That's the power of the microphone. We can say whatever we want.
That's actually true. We can spread all sorts of disinformation.
Exactly.
Alrighty, and that gyro in hand, it looks as though Bulborbbob trying to make something of it, as well as these shot puts. Good spot dodge coming out from Joe, able to get a little bit of this damage as Bulborbbob went to pick up the gyro, going to be sending him back off stage instead, straight into the Robo-Laser, and now, all the way to the left of the stage. Here come the shot puts once again into that up smash, going to be punished by the thrupper from Bulborbbob.
Yeah, just raw thrupper there, and that sort of started with Bulborbbob electing to do the shot put and then following the trajectory of the shot put with the flip kick as like a secondary sort of gotcha, because Joe was ready for the shot put, was not ready for the flip kick, and from there Bulborbbob was able to make it back on stage, get the stock, and now has maintained the lead so far with a 50%, now 70% of extra credit. Oh, I thought maybe we were going to see the thrower already.
I was so worried for that, for Joe specifically. But yet another good spot dodge and able to find the punish with the up smash. Joe's spot dodges have been pretty on point so far.
Yeah.
And that's really important, especially to avoid those up tilts or those interesting combo starters. But still going to be getting that down air. It is Bulborbob's stock to take as he still has a 1-stock lead.
Yeah, the big down air there gives a big lead to Bulborbbob, but it's a great point about the spot dodges, Pearl, because we even noted it earlier where there were a couple of situations where, you sometimes have to be careful spot dodging around Brawler because you can get caught with a spot dodge and to grab a Thrupper, but Joe's been able to avoid it, and Bulborbbob getting a little greedy there, going for it all with the dare, and hopefully he does not end up regretting it because now I think Joe might be outside of down throw Thrupper range, or at least DI is going to become more of a factor.
It will. As with this percentage, it does seem to be that being at only 40%, still a pretty good spot to be in that case. However, if you were looking for those specific combo confirms, or kill confirms rather, Joe is definitely in an enviable position, although finding himself off stage against these shot puts, still able to stall in order to recover. I thought we were going to see a side B from Joe.
I thought maybe we were too. Honest. Oh gosh, yeah. Okay, makes it back on stage though. This is big. I mean, Bulborbbob now is going to need to rely on an actual stray hit because, there's not going to be a kill throw for Brawler. Maybe a forward throw near the ledge soon, but the Thrupper out of shield will do it. Cleans things up after nearly throwing away that game with that SD. But we're going to Game 5. It should be a fun one.
I know, our very first Game 5.
Yeah.
This block, especially after a pretty quick game with what we saw previously. But it seems to be that the Brawler was the right choice after all. So I'm very curious to see which stage we have selected.
Yeah, stages. I mean, you alluded to it earlier a bit with the platform heights of something like PS2 or Small Battlefield, but stages are definitely a pretty big factor when it comes to Brawler specifically, just because of, like you were saying, the confirms and the early kills you can get with the right plat layouts.
Yeah, it's definitely something that factors into this decision. So I am personally glad to see the return of Hollow Bastion. This seems to be a decent stage for both characters. I would say it is slightly less advantageous for Bulborbbob because it doesn't give him the platforms that he wants. However, it's still going to be the best stage. And that up smash coming out from Joe, going to be taking the first stock of this Game 5.
Yeah, what a down throw up smash. Usually you see the Robs go for the up tilt first in preparation for the mash, but that time calls out that Bulborbbob was not going to be able to mash out in time, gets the up smash, and gets the kill, and gets the catch as well. Joe with so much momentum here, that down air a little bit early, and a huge Thrupper out of that situation. Joe was about to explode to a huge lead there.
Yeah, you could see Joe really, trying to make the best off of that Thrupper as he can, punishing with the up smash, and now finds himself in a 2-stock lead. Joe is really running away with this game. Oh
my gosh, and still going, gets Bulborbbob right back into the corner. Okay, gets the falling up air, Thrupper stops the bleeding. You're down 1 full stock, but as Brawler, you are more than capable of getting that lead back. However, Joe has been playing hot this Game 5. He came to win.
He has. As you can see, there is the fire in his eyes. He is bopping along in the bottom of the camera, just going along as best he can. The up air is coming out at 92%. There is not a whole lot that he needs to do in order to take this stock from Bulborbbob. However, it looks as though we are about to see that confirmed. No, going to fall straight out of that Thrupper. As you said, the damage percentage allowing him to get out. Joe off stage now, looking for the nairs, trying to find the tail end of the back air. No stock just yet, but it is going to be the down smash that takes game number 5 for Joe over Bulborbbob.
What a thrown together homemade confirm to take that game. We had the soft back air into the full laser into the down smash. I mean, that was something. That was crazy. Yeah, I think this will, or no, this is from game 1. This is from game 1 because we're on Steve. Yeah, there was the downer on the jump. Yeah, we saw Steve once and never again, and I'm glad we got to see the Brawler. It made for a very fun set.
the Brawler turned out to be an unexpected treat.
Yes, I agree. Because it was not on my radar for Bulborbbob. I was expecting Steve the whole time. But that Brawler, hey, the preset vouch was accurate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very glad to have gotten a little bit of insight, possibly a little bit of foresight as to what we were going to be seeing.
Yeah.
But it did seem to be that we had a pretty hype set. You know, our very first game 5 of this top 4. Absolutely something that we want to see at this level of competition. All right, I'm gonna seed my space.
Get the celebrity Nick District in real quick.
All right, guys. So you guys know Cav Clash 7 is happening. You're having the free Mr. Pink walkout on day 1. Make sure to sign up now before it's too late. I think maybe